Okay, if you remember the crazy hunts that we have had recently, we have a little more than a box of pennies. Again, some of these are from the same box that those crazy good rolls were from, but they're from different wrappers, so I added them to this box. So a little more than a box on this hunt. We'll get them set out by wrapper type. Roll 3. We got a dime, not silver. In that same roll, we also had a Canadian here, 1978. Roll 5, we have another dime. We'll take that. Roll 8 in our first wheat cent here, 1956. Next roll, roll 9, another Canadian, 1966. Roll 13, we got a Blazer, 64D. We've only got a few rolls left here in stage 1. Stage 2 is all the striped rolls. For the non-striped rolls, though, we just got another Canadian, or third, 1978. So I was opening up the first one of these rolls. I saw, nice memorial ender, and the other one was Canadian. So I figured, let's put it out live. Okay, nothing too crazy. But there is going to be another Canadian. So we have that 1976 as well as a 78. And another 1978 in that roll. And while counting the roll, guess what we found? Another Canadian, 1986. Fourth to last roll of stage 1 here, and we got another Canadian, 2001. Next roll, another Canadian, 1985. All right, the first part, maybe 20-ish rolls. We have 40-ish in the next set. I would be happy if this were a regular sealed box. Over 60, over 70, really. 60 cents, lots of Canadians, a couple dimes, 1 wheat cent, a little light on that front. But 259s as well, and some nicer cents to go along with it. So, again, in terms of copper profit, Canadians, it did really good. In terms of wheat cents, not so much. 59's about average for a whole box. Remember, this was 20 or 30 rolls. So, let's see how the next 40 do. The first roll of the new set, and it's coming swinging. We got a dime. Roll 34, another Canadian. 1987, first one for set 2. Roll 5 of stage 2, we have a euro, 10 cent. I believe that this is Spain, but I'm not sure. Alright, just had one of these striped rolls, and it was all copper, so that's unusual. I mean, I won't complain. So cool. Alright, since then we've had another 3 or so rolls in these rolls that have been like the crazy copper we had earlier. So maybe there's some more in here. This was on the end. Hello, 1943 Denver wheat cent. Another wheat cent right here, 1942. Let's continue dumping out this roll. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything else, but a steel cent. That's the first one I have found coin running. Awesome. Still have probably 20, maybe even more than that, 30 rolls left. Let's call it 25. 1957D, our third wheat cent of part 2, our fourth overall. All right, a couple Canadians here. As soon as we dumped it out, we have a 77 and a 79. And what is this? Another 1943. Let's go. Also in that roll, another wheat cent, 1946. That's 5, 2 43s, 6 if you include part 1. All right, we officially have a tie in terms of the number of dimes between set 1 and set 2. Remember, there's more rolls in set 2, but I mean, the steel cents put it over the edge. The total number of wheat cents put it over the edge already. So far, the copper is ahead. Canadians are behind, but we still have a lot more rolls to go. Also in that roll with the dime, we now have 2 euro cents. That puts us up to a total of 12 euros on 12 euro cents on the second half here. And we also have a wheat cent, 1945. All right, now we maybe have 20 rolls left. This is a very, very worn wheat cent 1929. All right, we got another Canadian here, 1968. Cool. All right, another wheat cent. Not another Steely, but a 1953. Only about a dozen rolls left, and we have a 55D for another wheat cent. All right, not that many rolls left, but another Canadian. This one's going to be a 1985. And I think there might also be a wheat cent. Maybe I was just seeing things. So stay tuned. I wasn't going crazy. We did get another wheat cent. 51 Denver. Next roll, another Canadian, 1983. 4 more rolls after this one. We just got a 2004 Canadian. I was about to film the wheat cent, but hello? Ladies and gentlemen, that is my first blank planchet that I have found and in circulation. It won't even stay in my hand. That is very cool. That definitely makes this second part better. So we have Steel Cents, a blank planchet, and here's another wheat cent for us. It's going to be a 1942. Next roll, we still have a few rolls left, and we have another one, 1942D. Only 2 more rolls left, 2000 Canadian. We have this roll left, and then this one I kept for last because it's similarly worn. You see they look similar, but this one's more worn to the 2 rolls that had the Steelies in them. So let's do this one, and then we'll do the last roll live. All right, and to close it all out, let's take a look at this roll here. Shield Cent ender on this side. We'll look at the other ender once it all comes out, and wow, they're all new. Well, or at least mostly new. Unless there's some surprises in here. That's all she wrote. So the finds from round 1 are on the bottom, round 2 on top. As you see, many more wheat cents, more 59s, kind of as expected considering there were more rolls. More nicer 60 cents, the same amount of dimes, and about the same amount of Canadians. And of course, that first blank planchet that I found, coin roll hunting, always very cool to see. Much more 60 cents in the second half than the first half. Only this bottom row is from the first half. And again, it's unfair to call it complete half. So we'll football these around and then give the box plus wrap up. So an awesome 73 roll hunt. Kind of odd, but obviously that blank planchet, 12 euro cents total. 2 60s Canadians, a 66 and a 68, several more years as well. The stars of the show are going to be these 2 Steelies, the 43 and the 43D. The oldest was a 29. We had some 42s as well. Several more in the 40s, as well as a couple in the 50s, and a good chunk of 59s.